From New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
My pajamas, which means great. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Thank you. Thank They're me, hsn.com. I'll be there with my whole new collection this coming weekend. Yeah, thank you. So, Meek Mill's lawyer is speaking out, claiming that the judge was infatuated with Meek. Now, hold on. Because if so, then Meek's side does have a point. And then the judge should do the 2 to 4. On account of how dare you waste a good education chasing hip-hop. All right. So, you know, he could be sentenced for 2 to 4 years for violating his probation. We talked about that on Hot Topics. There is a petition that has been signed. There are over like 150 people so far that have signed it. All 150,000 people that have signed it. And then, you know, big names, including Jay-Z and you know, even Van Jones, who will be out here later. Van. Tennessee, father of 2, married. But we'll check him out and have a smart conversation later. But he is on Meek's side as well. See, people want these laws to be changed. You know, Meek did something, and Van will explain it a little bit more, back when he was like 19 years old, but he got about 12 years probation for that, and which is entirely too much probation. He didn't kill anybody. I don't know whether it was gun violence or anything like that. But anyway, look, the judge allegedly asked Meek to do a remix of Boyz II Men song and give her a shout out, remember? First of all, I didn't know that Meek could sing. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that when we did the story after the show was over. Like, wait, does Meek sing? Anyway, so that's, you know, violation number 1, if she did that. And because her response, when he said no, he's not gonna do it, her response allegedly was, okay, suit yourself. Like, you'll see. Also, they're saying that this judge, who's 61 years old, she's from Philly, she's a graduate of Spelman undergrad and Temple University. The judge allegedly asked him to leave Rock Nation and sign with a local Philly manager. You know what? I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't want to believe any of this. I don't want to believe any of this because a 61-year-old woman, I mean, she's known Meek for years trying to help him out. So you figure they might have met when she was 58. That's still too old to be chasing hip-hop. You know, given her profession I'm talking about. See, when I'm 61, I will still be chasing hip-hop. You know, but I come from hip-hop, I come from music, totally different thing. She's a judge, for God's sakes. She gets the best seats in restaurants. She's not just some, you know, ambulance-chasing lawyer. She is a judge. I don't know about you, but I value a doctor and I value a judge. Just because when you drop your title, the seas part and palms sweat. A judge, 61. Damn, Judge. if this is all true, then can we show a full body of the oily looking lawyer? Yeah, no, he's not a bad looking man. He's been around in Philly for years. He's like a lawyer to, I don't know, rappers and gangsters, I don't know. His name is Joe Tacopagna or something like that. Ends in a vowel. Tacopagna. Anyway, if this is all true, Joe, and you've been representing Meek all of these years, then why didn't you guys file a motion to get the judge dismissed from the case years ago? I'm just thinking, I mean, if you thought that the judge had an unhealthy obsession with Meek, then why didn't you say something years ago? I know why, though. Because in actuality, when you have a judge on your side, you keep playing that card. You know, it's just looking crazy now. I don't know what to say. But I say this. Meek, Meek has violated probation. But what his lawyer is saying is that if you look closely at the footage, that he's breaking up a fight. What his at the airport. What his lawyer is saying is that, yeah, you know, he had wisdom teeth pulled and he got addicted to painkillers, but he went to rehab. You know, in the meantime, the judge has this unhealthy infatuation. So meanwhile, Meek is still in jail. Well, he's got the cell to himself. And I've got the menu for tonight's dinner. Damn this show. Poultry pasta, green peas, canned pineapple, bread, and margarine. Not butter. Margarine. Oh, Meek, you have to do better. You cannot survive on that meal. Ugh. Judge, I hope this is not true. Anyway, all right, so our friend Kathy Griffin, she was performing in Dublin, Ireland, you know, the jokes and stuff, and she fainted backstage. Okay. So, you know, she's doing this thing now where instead of wearing her usual performance clothes, which, you know, leggings and a black t-shirt and flats, you know, and then she goes out and there's usually a wooden stool and she walks up, you know, across the stage and tells her jokes. But the new Kathy wears ladylike dresses and heels. I'm just trying to set up the timber, okay? So she's on stage. People said she began to wobble. Well, you're familiar with the wobble, aren't you? Oh, not my proudest moment. Anyway, so she began to wobble, but she was able to make it off stage to go backstage. And as soon as she got back there, she fainted. And the funny thing is, in this time of social media and everybody having, you know, their cameras out, nobody got footage of this. But Kathy did acknowledge it. So here's what she says. Take a look.
I fainted at the end of my show. I'm embarrassed more than anything. So this one's for you, Wendy Williams. I had to throw down.
Thank you, Kathy. Rest up, girl. So funny. So Teresa in Jersey, did you watch last night? Clap if you watched. Viewership down. What? So you are my people. Because I gotta tell you, oh my gosh. I really thought I was left out of the movement, but I got wrapped up in stuff, and then, you know, and Siggy Flicker and that stupid storyline and the stupidity of the storylines, and I'm really not interested in everybody. And I like Margaret with the pigtails. and Big Margaret, her mom, with the pigtails. But I had it on mute, and I was trying to finish a book I'm reading and go through some paperwork. So it was on mute, so I can look up and see, you know, what was going on. But I wasn't interested in taking it off mute. So apparently neither were you all. Well, to keep you interested in the show, Teresa's storyline has been all about Joe and how she is blaming him for her prison stretch. Well, now her commute to see him in prison has just added 2 hours. Yeah, it's two more hours to her commute. He's getting transferred from Jersey, where he's with Apollo. And Apollo, well, Apollo, you're losing Joe, but you could gain a Meek. So he's being transferred to a prison in Pennsylvania. And Teresa's like, I'm not schlepping 4 kids in the slush to see you, nearly 2 hours away. Ugh, doing all that driving, putting all these miles on our cars. You know you can only put 15,000 miles on when you lease a car. I don't know that they're leasing, but I'm just thinking about the mileage factor. And then why would she want to have a driver take her? That's money that they're spending that Joe is not earning because he's in jail. I got to tell you this right now. I tell those girls, look, first of all, one of the girls already emails him regularly, like every day. And then, I don't know whether they have prison FaceTime, but they can... I don't know. But what I'm saying is, I wouldn't visit him either until the weather breaks. And a nice drive, you know, 1 weekend a month for all those hours to see him. February, the slush, the cold. Oh, the girls screaming and complaining and pulling each other's hair and, You know what, Teresa, if I were you, I would just keep the house phone on so you can collect calls. That's it. And Teresa, so her storyline, like I was telling you, she's still blaming Joe for her going to prison, which, you know, in my opinion, Teresa, you know what your man's doing when it comes to the finances he brings in the house. You know when he gives you a rack of money to go furniture shopping and you got the biggest house on the block. You're not gonna ask your husband, where are we getting this money? What is going on? Or talk to the accountant, or visit the bank, or look in the books. You're a housewife. You have all day to look in the books and get smart with the family money. With the family money. And it's all she could talk about on the show, which is why I kept it on mute. Take a look.
I know how it is missing your mother. You were gone, and I missed you.
I missed you too, every day. Yeah, I used to cry every day for you guys.
Of course she was upset. I know she was suffering inside, and I hate that I had to leave my daughters because of the situation my husband put me in. I'm mad too right now. I wish Joe would have been on top of everything a little bit better, you know? Because I feel like I lost that 11 and a half months when I could have been with Mommy.
Well, when she got out of jail, you know, her mother passed away a few months later. So I can understand her being upset with that. But don't act like you were innocent in this entire Teresa Joe thing. Nobody's stupid. And she's doing anything right now to hang on to her spot on the show. You know, she's writing her books. She's still on the show. I think she looks very pretty in every single shot, you know. But the one thing that's missing to make her more interesting, because I'm not interested in this storyline, because I feel as though she's as guilty as Joe, when he gets out of prison, if he's not deported, then they can do a show together, you know, rebuilding their marriage. See, anything to stay on TV, these people do. But the one thing that you're missing over there at Bravo, and you know where I live, so you can send me my check for a consultant. This is my consultant check. Teresa needs to date this season on the show. In between complaining about Joe and what he's done, she needs to be dating. And dating a lot of guys and dating often. And I don't just mean going for dinner. I mean, if you know, play it up like an actress, you know, fall into his arms, you know, bring him into your house and say goodnight to everyone else. You know, let the girls stay with their grandfather for, you know, the weekend. Piss Joe off. While, even if you don't mean it, like you bring the guy in the front door, as soon as the camera's cut, you let him out the back door, all right, get out. But you gotta have a more interesting storyline, because this right here doesn't cut it, buddy. So, do you know who's probably living the best life ever right now? The Obamas. You know? They probably, you know, they're still young. They still look very fresh. They've got their girls. They've survived the years in the White House. We miss them on account of, they are living, to me, the best life ever. So anyway, you might have heard about this. He had to report to jury duty in Chicago yesterday, and he went, 6-vehicle motorcade, 10 a.m., he was prompt, shook everybody's hand, he signed books, and caused a commotion. Of course, he wasn't selected. He was dismissed at 12 noon. But he made it $17.20 for a day of service. Why do they call the president for jury duty? To cause a commotion. That should be the one position where you don't get called for jury duty. I'm still pissed at the judge in Philly. I'm sorry. I'm like, my mind in the back of my head, it's like, Judge, if you want to have any attachment to fame at all, then why wouldn't you do it with, you know, Gamble and Huff? They're from Philly, you know, they do music. Like, why Meek Mill? Why the rap community? Damn it, man, I'm watching you, Judge. So, I know I'm not the only one that brings my own condiments to restaurants. They never have garlic on the table. I like a particular Lowry's. It's the California blend. I bring my Lowry's. They never have salt on the table. I cannot stand a chef that thinks that their stuff is so good that you don't need to have salt and pepper on the table. And so I ask for it, you know, bring the salt and pepper out. I got my garlic shake, and you know I love my hot sauce. Well, Chrissy Teigen is my kind of girl. So she went for breakfast at this really popular place here in Manhattan. She got this big stack of blueberry pancakes, but she brought along her favorite condiment. Her favorite condiment. Take a look.
Aunt Jemima and I went to have breakfast.
Yep. And the thing is, I don't even like to share my condiments. You know, when I go for dinner with people, I'm like, nope. You know, no, you can't use my hot sauce. You should have thought about that yourself. No. And you can't use my garlic shake. That's not nice, I know, but I get really selfish. Like, I'm thinking ahead going out to eat. You should have thought ahead too if you wanted hot sauce. You know? And then here they come bringing out, oh gosh. Okay. For Wendy's Tropical Punch giveaway. How you doing, Barbados Billy?
I'm doing well, Wendy. How you doing?
Fine, thank you, Billy. People want to know a lot about you. And I found out some things.
Did you?
Later on in the show, I'm going to let you know. Let's get today's caller on the line. Yes, Barbados Billy. They're gonna be quite impressed.
Hello?
Carrie, is this you? Are you in Maine? How you doing?
I am. Oh my God!
Yay. Hi, Carrie. You're today's contestant on Wendy's Tropical Punch giveaway. I know you watch a show every day, correct? Yes, Carrie. Let's find out. Let's find out what you're playing for, okay?
Okay.
All right, pick a number between 1 and 20.
Well, my kids are 7 and 2, so I'm going to pick 9.
Okay, there you go, Barbados Billy.
Drum roll, please.
Punch the pineapple. There you go.
Thanks to our friends at Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., we're flying you and a guest on JetBlue Airways to Barbados for a 6-day, 5-night stay at Sugar Bay, Barbados. This all-inclusive resort sits on a magnificent calm stretch of crystal clear turquoise waters with fantastic swimming and white sandy shores. The boho chic-style property offers 4 restaurants, 5 bars, a luxurious spa, excellent kids facilities, all amidst lush tropical gardens. Plus, for the adventure of a lifetime, you'll get to explore the underwater world during a VIP dive with Atlantis Submarines Barbados.
All right, Carrie.
Okay.
By the way, he's not even Bajan. He's not even Caribbean. All right, Carrie. On yesterday's Hot Topics, I talked about Tyrese, the singer. What is the new nickname that people are calling him? 15 seconds and go.
Kyrie.
Yes! Very nice job, Carrie. Enjoy yourself there in Barbados. And if you'd like to be a winner like Carrie, playing Wendy's Tropical Punch giveaway, log on to my Facebook page and make sure that you watch our show every day because we ask the most random questions. We might be calling you next. We've got more great show for you today, though. The very smart and the very handsome Van Jones is here. He's up next, so grab a snack and come on back.